Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so your friends see it. Thank you.
Hillary is confronted on difference between Russian collusion and Trump dossier. Her response is pathetic. Hillary Clinton went on to The Daily Show with Trevor Noah and explained what she thinks is the difference between the Russian dossier she funded against Trump, and colluding with the Russians. Even during the show, with a host willing to do anything to help her, Hillary still looked like an idiot. She started by saying that of course there's a difference. And that the dossier was merely opposition research. It was research that was started by a Republican donor during the primary. And then when Trump got the nomination for the Republican Party, the people doing it came to my campaign lawyer and said, "Would you like us to continue it?" said Hillary. So this thing didn't come out until after the election and it's still being evaluated. But the fact of the FBI investigation into the Trump campaign and Russia should have come out, she said. She went on to point fingers at President Trump for playing politics after the NYC terrorist attack. Well, it's so disappointing, Trevor. Because, I was a senator from New York on September 11th, I was with President Obama through a lot of difficult decisions as his Secretary of State. I obviously saw my husband responding to tragedies, attacks, the Oklahoma City bombing, said Hillary. And what you want in a president is what I think the three men I just mentioned delivered, and that is trying to bring the country together, talk about what happened with the event that they are concerned about, but not to point fingers, not to scapegoat, not to try to set Americans against each other, she said. Even though after every attack she condemns all Americans who don't agree with her on gun issues. Terrorist who ran over protesters in Charlottesville arrested, here's why he did it. A 20-year-old Ohio man was accused of driving a car into a crowd of protesters at the rally between white supremacists and Antifa. They killed a 32-year-old woman and injured 19 other people. His name is James Alex Fields Jr., 20, and he was booked into the Charlottesville Regional Jail, according to Fox News. He was booked on account of second-degree murder and 3 counts of malicious wounding. According to the Washington Post, the 2010 Dodge Challenger involved in the wreck was registered to the same man. According to WeOTV, the county code on the license plate is in Maumee in Lucas County. This is where Fields is from. This man is a Republican and most likely did this for reasons is still being investigated. Although, we can take a look at the fact that he was part of Vanguard America. We need to condemn this violence outright. Share this if you are praying for the countrymen that fell. The white supremacist rally that happened today should not have turned into this mess. What Melania Trump just said about the hate and violence in Charlottesville will bring tears to your eyes. First Lady, Melania Trump, reached out this morning over Twitter, to condemn what happened in Charlottesville. Clearly, this husband and wife are mourning the terrible thing that happened today in Charlottesville, Virginia. There is no place for this kind of violent behavior, and hate, in America. If we are to survive as a country, we must unite. After all, we are the United States of America. H.T. The Hill. Nancy Pelosi discusses how little she cares that the DNC rigged the primaries. Nancy Pelosi tried to shrug off the new evidence that Hillary Clinton rigged the Democratic primaries. It was a bombshell report that will affect the future of the people's trust in the Democratic Party, but Nancy Pelosi doesn't have time. My focus is on the next election. I don't have a spare second to be thinking about comments that went on within the DNC. I have responsibility for what I have responsibility for. I don't have any interest in what I don't have any responsibility for when it comes to other campaigns," said Pelosi. Could Pelosi be just as involved as Hillary? The DNC has a lot to do with the next election, so it seems strange that she wouldn't care that it is a corrupt criminal enterprise. I at last found the document that described it all, the joint fundraising agreement between the DNC, the Hillary Victory Fund, and Hillary for America, wrote Brazile in an excerpt of her upcoming book. The agreement, signed by Amy Dacey, the former CEO of the DNC, and Robbie Mook with a copy to Mark Elias, specified that in exchange for raising money and investing in the DNC, Hillary would control the party's finances, strategy, and all the money raised. Her campaign had the right of refusal of who would be the party communications director, and it would make final decisions on all of the other staff. The DNC also was required to consult with the campaign about all other staffing, budgeting, data, analytics, and mailings, wrote Brazile. Libwriter says Fox News viewers think America looks a crayon drawing by a child. Liberals keep wondering why regular Americans don't become Democrats and rejected Hillary Clinton in 2016 in favor of outsider Donald Trump, a candidate who actually cared about their well-being and listened to them. One of the main reasons why regular Americans rejected the party of the coastal elites, beyond many of their disgusting beliefs, is because liberals are constantly talking down to people in Middle America and claiming to be superior to them. This was on full display recently when a condescending writer named Justin Peters from liberal website decided to binge-watch Fox News and write up about how predictably horrified he was about the experience. In his column, Peters claimed that the experience gave him a persistent headache, an irrational fondness for the five, and a keen sense of the many ways in which we all are screwed. Though you might not watch Fox News on a regular basis, lots and lots of people do, including President Donald Trump. The results illuminate the wisdom of the phrase garbage in, garbage out. He then came to a truly ridiculous conclusion about what Fox News viewers are like, saying, "Who are these impressionable people who are so easily swayed by Sean Hannity's sweet words? After 3 weeks, I think I can tell you a few things about them. They trust their pastors more than they trust their elected officials. They despise the media despite not actually consuming very much of it." He went on, "They have an insatiable lust for purchasing retirement gold from websites that advertise on television. They subscribe to a spiteful populism in which the people seize power for the sole purpose of annoying those who preceded them in office. Their vision of America resembles one drawn in crayon by a child on a placemat." He later said about the hosts on Fox News, "Their idealized America is a well-armed theocracy whose citizens all sing Christmas carols in unison as they march back in time toward some crude golden era in which socialists went to prison, professional athletes saluted the flag, and white men were free to trade ethnic jokes in public." Fox News is a network intent on defending the West while rejecting the Enlightenment. Are you disgusted at this liberal's patronizing views? Just look at Wolf Blitzer's face as analyst talks about how much Trump helped the economy. CNN rarely says anything kind about Trump. While the economy has been soaring, they focus on ways to call him a racist or misspellings on Twitter. However, one CNN business correspondent, Richard Quest, went rogue and complimented Trump on the economy. And you have to see the look on Wolf Blitzer's face when he did it. They started by discussing the jobs report that revealed that the unemployment rate is the lowest percentage that it's been in over 17 years. "Is this the Trump effect?" asked Wolf Blitzer. "In a word, yes. You've got to give Donald Trump and the administration credit because they've created an element of confidence that built on the work that President Obama left behind, and that is all about the tax reform package, deregulation, the policies he is putting in place and promises to put in place," said Quest. Then come the stingers. It would be mealy-mouthed of anyone to deny a definite effect. You can give credit to Donald Trump for so much so far. It's in the back of many of the policies, said Quest. Are you shocked that CNN would actually give President Trump credit for something? MSNBC declares that Donna Brazile is lying about Hillary's connection to DNC. To promote her new book, former DNC chair Donna Brazile exposed the truth of how Hillary rigged the primaries. I at last found the document that described it all, the joint fundraising agreement between the DNC, the Hillary Victory Fund, and Hillary for America. The agreement, signed by Amy Dacey, the former CEO of the DNC, and Robbie Mook with a copy to Mark Elias, specified that in exchange for raising money and investing in the DNC, Hillary would control the party's finances, strategy, and all the money raised, writes Brazile. Her campaign had the right of refusal of who would be the party communications director, and it would make final decisions on all of the other staff. The DNC also was required to consult with the campaign about all other staffing, budgeting, data, analytics, and mailings, said Brazile. However, while even CNN's Jake Tapper and Elizabeth Warren were able to admit that Hillary rigged the primaries, MSNBC tried to argue that former DNC chair Donna Brazile is lying. Are you saying that Donna Brazile is lying when she said that Hillary Clinton demanded control over who did communications, that Hillary Clinton demanded control over how the money was spent? Asked MSNBC anchor Katie Durr. I think if she's implying that that took place during the primary, absolutely. Did we have control of the party during the general? Absolutely, and that's what happens when you take control of your party, said guest and former Hillary Communications Director Adrienne Elrod.